Welcome to Excelled Montessori. Practical life activities are the activities of daily living, and they are involved in all aspects of life. Practical life activities help give the child a sense of being and belonging established through the participation in daily life with us. Generally, the activities of practical life revolve around 4 areas: caring for the self, caring for the environment, grace and courtesy, and movement of objects. Washing and scrubbing exercises not only provide children a task to perform, but also the foundation on which to organize skills and intelligence. Through these activities, children develop concentration, become aware of order and sequencing, gain control over their movements, become more independent, and learn to care for their surroundings. Miss Deborah is now going to present the cleaning plants lesson.
Because most people do have a plant at their house, or you have plants in your garden. And so to do this work, you do need a plant. And then you need a couple of materials. You will need, as you're doing this, you might find leaves on the plant that are either turning yellow or brown, or they might already have fallen off. So if you have a little container that you can put leaves that you find that might be inside the planter, you can put those in there. And if there are leaves that come off while you're cleaning it, you can just have a container to put them in. You can also, we're going to use cotton balls to do it, and so when you're done with the cotton ball, you can put that in there. It's kind of like putting the trash in there. Okay, so the other thing we're going to need is a little container of cotton balls. And now for my work, I have a little tiny spray bottle. You can use a little tiny bowl of water, or you can use a little tiny spray bottle. I like to use the spray bottle because it's a good fine motor skill for children. They have to push it, so it works out for a lot of the materials that we have here at school, but it makes your fingers nice and strong. Then you're also going to need either a sponge or a cloth, small sponge or a cloth, to wipe up any water that might spill, because you are working with water. So we always want to have something to either wipe our hands on or wipe up the water with. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take the lid off. And then I'm going to spray the leaf. Now when you do this, you have to be very gentle with the leaf. If you pull too hard, the leaf will come off. Okay, so I'm going to start, I'll start here. So I'm going to spray the leaf. I'm waiting for it to come out, because there we go. So I got water on there. I'm going to take a cotton ball, and I'm going to wipe all on that leaf where I sprayed the water. And what I'm doing is I'm taking off dust and anything else that might be floating around in the house or in the classroom. And then I'm also going to do the other side, and then you'll see how dust will settle on things. Doing the underside. There's some dust on there. So I cleaned that leaf. The water is good for the plant, and this is really good for the plant. The leaf makes, the dust will make the leaves heavier, and sometimes they get so heavy that they can break off. It kind of smothers them, all that dust. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let one of my friends try to do this work. We're going to switch places, and I'm going to let them come and sit and see if they can do some leaf cleaning too. There's lots of leaves to choose from. There's so many leaves, though, that you probably won't do all of them in one sitting, but you can do a few at one time, and a few another day. But it's up to you. The good thing with Montessori is you can work on your work as long as you want to. You know, we don't make you stop as soon as you start. We give you the opportunity to do that work. And then if you have to stop, you can just put it aside and come back to it later.
So, Ms. Brimmer, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So what's the purpose of this activity?
The purpose of this activity is called, well, it's to help with independence, most definitely, but it's care of the environment. Plants are in our environment, and we need to take care of them and keep them clean. So this is one of the skills in Montessori is called, we have care of self, we have care of the classroom, we have care of our materials, and we have care of the environment, and this is part of care of the environment.
And this can also help with the fine motor skills, right? Like the previous
Yes.
exercise.
It is very good for the fine motor skills. It works on some of the work that you have to do in any classroom is you have to be gentle with your materials. And you really do have to be gentle with the plant. So this kind of teaches you how to be gentle with the plant, how to handle it with care. You can't just pull on a leaf hard, it'll come off. So it does teach you the difference between being soft and gentle and being rough. But it's a good fine motor skill because as you're cleaning, as I was doing, I went down, I went across. You can also go in circles. Those are all skills we use in writing. When we write, we go top to bottom, we go left to right, and on some things, like if we're making a or 0, we go around in circles. All right. Reed, would you like to try?
He's the strongest.
Push down hard.
We can also use the spray bottles.
You can use bigger spray bottles, most
Whoa.
definitely. There you go, good job. You can use a bigger spray bottle. Like I said, you can also have a little bowl of water and dip the cotton ball in just a little bit. See, Reed is going around and around. And that's one of the movements we use in writing. Good job. Yep, there was lots of dust on that leaf.
Whoa! Now do the bottom. Under. Some spray on the cotton ball. Under.
The more you do this work, the easier it will become and the better at it you will be. Good job. The other thing that's really good for plants is actually to talk to them. I know a lot of people that do gardening and they talk when they're out in the garden. They talk to their plants, just like you talk to animals. But you do. And I went the other day, Miss Debbie, one of our teachers, she was out working in the garden, and I just came around the corner, and I thought maybe she was talking to me, but she was just telling the garden. She was saying, "Oh, you look beautiful today. All of this water," and she was turning the soil. She was moving the soil around. She said, "This will be good for you." So some people do talk to their plants.
It didn't get on me. It did get on me. Didn't get on me. That means we can see it.
After we're all done. So this is a work that you can do at home. This also will help you when you are working in a garden, because I know Cora tells me that they work in their garden too. This will help you to take care of your plants. One of the things that a plant needs is water, right? And so we're watering the plants. When you water a plant, you don't just put the soil. You spray the leaves too. You spray the leaves with water because that's how the plant gets the water that it needs from the leaves. Yes, Reed.
So one time, the one of my friends, the whole point of my Molly camp, I buy like this stone. Mimi helps in making a garden.
Gardening is a very relaxing activity. It also makes you feel very proud, right, Bailey? When you're done. Doing a garden makes you feel proud because you can see you might just start off with soil and then you plant some seeds and then your seeds sprout and you have plants. And don't you feel good about that?
Yes.
Because you help that to happen.
So the word is, it can be very therapeutic.
Very much so. Therapeutic.
Therapeutic.
That is such a big word, therapeutic. Means it's something that makes you feel good, and it's good for the environment, or it's good for the plant.
I put on shorts today so that nobody sees my
So,
underwear.
when I'm done, I want to make sure, Selma, when I'm done, I want to make sure that my area is clean and dry. So if there's water, I'm either going to use my sponge or I'll use my cloth. And I usually like to go top to bottom. And it gets up the water. And then I go left to right. And if it still seems like it's a little wet, I can use my cloth to make sure it's dry for the next person that comes. Because when you are working, you always want to leave the area that you are using cleaner than it was when you came. You always have to make sure it's prepared for the next child. It's ready for the next person. All right, my friends. You make sure you throw your trash away. You put that away. We put it back on the tray where it goes, and then we put it back on the shelf where it goes. All right?
You can now work on this lesson at home with your child.